And good morning to everybody. Welcome around the world. You're watching the Valletta Cup 2022 edition on the European Cricket Network, or if you're watching from the subcontinent in India, you're watching on Fancode. Just having a couple technical difficulties this morning, but we're soon to get underway as we see the first matchup of the day that is full of exciting cricket today. We've got Malta, who are obviously off the back of two very convincing wins yesterday against Gibraltar and against Hungary, against Romania. As we start the day. And that one's just going to be fended down to the man at third man. And obviously Wasim Abbas opening the bowling once again, as he did so well yesterday, as he finished with stats of 2 for 25 off of his 4 overs against Hungary. Deserved those 2 wickets and bowled very, very well yesterday. As we see the first openers, as Sathateen gets off the mark off his first ball. Taranjit Singh facing up. And he just having a little look. Obviously, Romania not playing yesterday, making their debut in the tournament today. They'll be looking to set on a good pace here. Obviously, highest up in the rankings out of the 6 teams this week, sitting higher up. Obviously, these two having played each other once before, with Romania ending out on top. As Taranjit Singh just rocks back and just plays that back to the man at point. Well, Taranjit Singh is a man who many people have been informing me to be excited about, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing him today. And well, good morning to everyone in the live chat. Hope everybody is settling in well. Obviously, exciting day of cricket here in Malta. And I can tell you that the weather today doesn't get much better than this. It's early on in the day, 8:30 local time, and well, it is very, very warm, and it's only early on. Sarajat Singh just rocks back and absolutely pierces the infield there. Just rocks back onto his back foot. Nice backwards punch. It's 4 runs, first boundary of the day. And well, a little bit of evidence there of Taranjit Singh being the man to watch for Romania. As you see, Taranjit Singh going at 276 runs for Romania in international T20s and an average of just under 40. As that's short again, and he just rocks back. And that's going to be another boundary for Taranjit Singh. Looking very confident on the back foot here. Just rocks back once again, back onto his heels. Transfers his weight and just plays through the line of that. It's another 4 runs. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Nice to see Luke Belgium in there, David Marks, James Stewart, Liam Day, just to name a few. Obviously, please do let us know where you're watching from today. And if you're jumping back and forth between here and Rica and Rhino out in Sweden. And Wasim Abbas goes fuller this time. And Taranjit Singh just flicks this off. I think this is going to go. Is it going to go? He does well. He does well to keep it in play there. I believe that's Bilal Mohammed, I think. Very well done by Bilal Mohammed there. As he's just hiding his hair just under his hat there. Well, at the end of the first over, it's a good over for Romania. Sitting on 11 for no loss of no wicket after the 1 over. And yeah, I can definitely say that the sun is out today. Not a cloud in the sky. You're looking at where we had that 20-minute, 30-minute spell of rain yesterday. Just over the hill off the far side. You can definitely see that there's no clouds coming in over there. So I'm sure we're in for a glorious day of cricket weather here. Certainly been applying the sun cream this morning. Well, Bilal Mohammed just getting ready here. Had a great day with the ball yesterday. Just let a few extras come in here and there a little bit yesterday on, but finishing with stats for 2 for 25 versus Jib yesterday morning, and he'll be happy with those stats. And there's obviously a good few bowlers in this Maltese lineup, and they'll be looking to make it 3 from 3 as Romania make their debut in the tournament. Bilal Mohammed. And he goes short, and that should just, I don't know if that's going to go all the way as it keeps going out there on the outfield. That's a little bit wet obviously this morning, and it will dry throughout the day, but that is 4 runs off the bat. Might have just been off the glove as we have a look here. Got another short one. I think that's just clipped off the glove there as it just trickles down to the boundary. Well, 3 early boundaries here for Romania, as they just look to settle into this tournament. Obviously, looking at the ICC rankings, they will fancy themselves as favourite for this tournament. But as is the beauty with European cricket, everyone can beat everyone on their day. As Ramesh Sathisan just lets that one go, just has a look. Well, obviously yesterday we saw Bilal Mohammed get a little bit of swing, a lateral movement. That cork of a delivery to remove Louis Bruce yesterday early on sticks out for me. There's going to be many Saranjit Singh fans in the chat, that's for sure. Many Romania fans as well, I'm sure. As it's just back of a length, it just keeps a little bit low. Sathisan tries to again rock back, played over to the leg side, but just missing out there. There's not as much of a breeze this morning as there was yesterday. Maybe a warm one, plenty of fluids on board. And that one just looked like it did a little bit there. So Thisan sort of, I think he did end up letting that one go. Just having a look, as we said yesterday, obviously T10, very quick pace. T20 just allows you to give yourself a little bit more time. And as we saw yesterday, Aurora, the Maltese captain, giving himself time to set a platform, and then really accelerated for his last 10-15 runs. I'm sure he'll be looking confident. Obviously Basil George as well with the bat yesterday. And that one's short, doesn't quite time it. It's up on him a little bit too quick, hits a slice of the bat. This one will just be picked up by the man. Deep square leg. Heinrich Gedicke out there again. Obviously very busy yesterday on the deep boundaries. And well, this is going to be the first time that we see Bilal Mohammed taking on Taranjit Singh. Singh sat on 10 off of 5 early on. Singh will be backing himself here this week. A lot of talk around this man's name. Looking forward to see how he does this week. And that one's short again, and Taranjit Singh looks to go, and I think that's gone all the way. It has. That's 6 runs. Taranjit Singh standing up to the talk around his name. Anything short, he is eating up with delight, and he just rocks back once again. Plays that one around the corner. That's a maximum. Well, at the end of that over, Romania sat on 22 for none off of 2. Good over for Romania with 11 coming off it once again. 4 boundaries already in just the 2 overs. Romania certainly making the most of the power play here. See power play going to 6 overs due to the T20 format. And it's good to see some international T20 being broadcasted around the world. With Wasim Abbas continuing. That's a good start. Very good start there. Well, it's not Wasim Abbas. It's Justin Saju coming in there. Quick change there. A good start from him. Good loosener. And well, looking to go for a quick single there, but decided to go against it. Bilal Mohammed we've seen with a very good arm. It's not on the 45. And if you're in the YouTube chat, do let us know where you're watching from. Again, just myself on comms out here at the moment, so do appreciate your thoughts and any questions, and try and answer as many as we can. As that's an absolutely outrageous shot from Sathisan. Just as we get another look at this one, just comes down the track, meets the bowler, and absolutely dispatches this over the infield all the way. 6 runs. That was an incredible shot from Sathisan there. And he goes up. This has got airtime on it again. It's going to be a good catch. And he takes it. Well, it's 6 and out for Sathisan. And Justin Shaju will be happy with that one. He'll take the 6 in the wicket. And you feel that that's a very, very big wicket. Obviously, Ramesh Sathisan, Romania's highest run scorer in international T20 as well. That could be a huge wicket for Malta. Romania 28 for 1. You do wonder how much pressure is now going to fall on the shoulders of Taranjeet Singh. But obviously Romania, high up in the rankings, in the ICC rankings, will be there for a reason. So we'll be able to see a little bit more of Romania's batting unit. Yeah, and the weather's very promising today. No signs of rain, no signs of clouds around. Currently sitting at 19 degrees at 8:45 in the morning local time, with highs of 23. And that one just veering down the leg side, not far away from the bat of Taranjeet Singh. Well, you feel if they can get Taranjeet Singh early, then Malta are going to feel like they're right in this game. And batsman Ijaz Hussain, who we know can hit a few. And they're going to sneak in a quick single here as the wicketkeeper just tries to get out of the way and does well. As we now get to have a look at Guysssss Hussain. Obviously we've seen play for Valletta. He'll be looking to stamp his mark on the Valletta Cup 2022. And well, it's a very good ball from Justin Sharju as Guysssss Hussain just digs that into the ground. It ends up being a dot ball to end the over. As at the end of the third, Romania 30 for 1. They hit the bout with the big 6 from Sathisan and then just holds out to the man at mid-wicket. There's a bit of a chat about past score and what's expected. Well, we said early on yesterday that I would have said around 130, 140, but I think as the week goes on, the par is going to be looking at that 150 mark, maybe 160. I think all these teams have got batsmen capable of going big in a T20 innings, so I do think that we could see some higher scores. Obviously, saw Malta break the 200 barrier yesterday against Hungary. Bilal Mohammed to continue. Sarajit Singh just plays that out to the leg side, but no run. And there's some talk about the next game, which we've got Gibraltar versus Czech Republic. That'll be at 12 o'clock local time. That one's full up. A big flashing drive from Sarajit Singh, but no luck there. And that one just flows through into the keeper. And a little bit of movement after the batsman. Not a lot of lateral movement. Obviously, lack of cloud cover. Batting paradise out there today. And look at Masakara, the beast. Well, looking forward to seeing him later on today. Oh, that's an absolute peach of a delivery. Taranjeet Singh does well not to get anything on that. And the batsman just having a bit of a word. Just settling down a little bit. 3 dots to start the over. And that was just a little bit fuller, just driven to Prasaf at mid-off. It was even just after the first day. Really enjoyed getting to know a couple of the players. There's obviously a sense of competitiveness as soon as you cross that white line, but it's good banter going on between the teams. Good chat when you're off the field. It's a very good feeling around this tournament this week. And that one's fuller, and he's driven that one. And, well, if this shot was played maybe 2.5 hours later, that might have gone all the way. But it's just going to be the 2 runs for Hussain as he gets off the mark. Very nice drive through the covers. As once again, that man, Garricky, chasing after the ball. Beautiful day here at the Masters Sports Club here in Malta. And that's edge, and well, slips there to stop the boundary there as we end the over with a dot ball. Romania 33 for 1 after the 4th. 2 overs remaining in the power play. 2 overs remaining in the power play. And I'm sure Taranjeet Singh is aware of that, and he's going to be looking to make the most of it. Explosive batting. Interesting to see Asim Abbas being taken off just after his first over. Sure, he'll be eager to make a comeback with his 3 overs remaining. But Justin Sarju with the breakthrough early on to Thisan, 6 and out. Taranjeet Singh on strike. As he plays that really well, but straight to the man. He does well just to collect that. No run. And after the third game today, Bulgaria versus Hungary, that's going to be a really, really good contest, obviously. Some familiar faces in the Bulgarian lineup. Chris Lakov, Prakash Mishra. And that's another big drive. Oh, and it's just over the man. Anya Gedicki as that just races away. 4 runs. Taranjeet Singh making the most of the power play as it's wide from Sharju. And he flashes away. It's another boundary. And Sharia just asking how many overs will be played for both teams. Well, this week's tournament, Valletta Cup, is a T20 international tournament. So it'll be 20 overs a side, obviously, unless bowled out. A little bit different to what we're used to here on the ECN. See what Sharju has to reply. And it's short, and Taranjeet Singh once again rocks back, and that's gone all the way. That's a maximum 6 runs. We've seen in the last couple of overs, do not bowl short to Taranjeet Singh as he rocks back, swivels round, and that has gone all the way into the car park. Big 6 runs there. Taranjeet Singh living up to his name, living up to the hype. That was an incredible shot by Taranjeet Singh. I've seen him so powerful on the front foot and the back foot now. Explosive batting. It's Fuller, and he drives that bit again to the man in the covers. Vikram Arora there in the covers, the captain, the skipper. Taranjeet Singh just plays that through to the leg side just for the 1 run. And Justin Sharju really going to be looking here. Dig deep and find a reply after being hit for 2 boundaries this over. As you say, lets that wide one just fly by. And Justin Sharju just struggling a little bit here. Started well in his first over, only going for 8. And already going for 12 off this over. Yep. Malta fielding and bowling well. Well, they did well yesterday. They look to replicate it today. That's Fuller, and it's driven, and there's just the man out there, so it should just be the 1. As Ishan Khan out there, Runs that one in. And to end the over, well, after the 5th, Romania 46 for 1. And Taranjeet Singh quickly on to 28, just off the 16 deliveries. And Hussain just having a look, just taking his time, enjoying the sunshine out there. As we see Wasim Abbas back into the attack from this closer end. I'm sure he'll be excited. He'll be looking forward to getting back in there after being taken off after his first over. And Hussain goes big, and that's going to go all the way. That's 4 runs. Nice booming drive from Hussain there. Abbas just in the slot, and Hussain picks that up and drives it away through the covers for 4. Not the start that Wasim Abbas would have wanted here. As Romania bring up their 50 in the 6th over. Final over of the power play. They want to make the most of it. As he just drags that back a little bit, but Hussain does well just to adjust, just to run that down to the man at 3rd man. Brings the main man, Taranjeet Singh, back on strike. Yeah, Wasim Abbas just getting a bit of a talking to by the captain. Abbas just seems to be struggling here, just struggling to find that really decent line of length that he found yesterday. Just probably being put off by the explosive batting so far. As Taranjeet Singh just punches that, timing the ball really well, but again, Heinrich Gedicke out there doing really well. And that one's full up, and he just manages to dig that out, does Taranjeet Singh. Just for the dot ball as he squares that one to leg side. And Romania, just the one boundary in the last over of the power play. Well, he's hit that well. Oh, and it's just gone through the man at mid-off. I think that's Prasad there. Well, not a lot he could do about that, unfortunately, as it just sort of skidded on. Just went through him. And, well, you'd argue he should have been doing better there. As the second boundary comes and Taranjeet Singh moves on to 32. Wasim Abbas getting a bit of the treatment here in his second over. 9 coming off this one so far. 1 ball remaining in the power play. As Taranjeet Singh just let that one come through. Might have been expecting a wide there, but not given by the umpire there. As at the end of the power play, Romania are 55 for 1. And for those that are wondering, the umpires in his first game today, we've got Shub, obviously very well known here on the ECN, and we've got Ruban. So Ruban up on the far end. Thought the standard of umpiring was really good yesterday. Same for both teams, consistent throughout the day, which is all you can ask for, as we see. Romania going well in the power play, 55 for 1. Just above 9 and over. As we instantly see the field spread out. And this is again where we're most likely to see the game just possibly slow down a little bit. The batsmen just look to rotate the strike, keep that scoreboard ticking over. As we've got a change of bowling. And, well, that's a good start by Amar Sharma, who really bowled well yesterday, riding a spin option for Malta. 2 for 24 versus Gibraltar, and then the 2 for 28 versus Hungary. As that one's full up, and driven by Hussain, and that's going to go for 4 runs. That's an incredible shot by Hussain. As we take another look here, just a bit full, given the bit of flight there from Sharma. And Hussain blazes that through the infield for 4 runs. Just Hussain getting in on the action now. And Sharma just drags that back a little bit. That's the length that he's probably going to want to bowl. Just not the line as that veers down the leg side. Wide ball given by umpire Ruban. That's rock down. It's a good take by Aftab Khan with the gloves and giving another wide, unfortunately. But wicketkeeper does well there. Take it cleanly. And he gets the line. And that's a better delivery. It's a good comeback from Amar Sharma. Top ball. Hussain going for the big drive. It's a bit full of that, and it's well collected by Sharma. And he's just bringing this over back a little bit, just dragging it back for him. Again, filler, and it's another big drive from Hussain, but it doesn't connect. It's just going to be the 1 run. As Wasim Abbas just comes around to collect it. And Tarajit Singh just letting off, saying, well, there's no run there, but he's saying next time they're going to try and turn that into a single. Again, I think that's what we saw Malta do really well there yesterday as we finished the over on 62 for 1 for Romania. But no, I think we saw Malta do that really well. Just rotating the strike throughout these middle overs, not getting too bogged down by the spin options of Gibraltar and Hungary. And they did really well yesterday. Obviously taking 2 wins from 2. As looks like it's going to be the skipper bringing himself on. Big Kramarora. Obviously doing really well with the bat yesterday. 60 off of just the 48 versus Hungary. And hopeful contributions with the ball as well throughout both games for Malta yesterday. As we're quickly into the 8th over of the first innings of the first game on the second day. And Vikram just veering off line there. His first delivery, wide given by Shub, the umpire. As that one's darted in a little bit, and they come through for the single. A little bit of miscommunication there from the 2 fielders. I think we're going to be in for a really tight contest here. Both teams showing promise with the bat. That's all filler delivery wide of the crease. Very close to that wide line. Well bowled by Aurora. He's in again, and it just skids through a little bit. Going to be the dot ball. Aurora, with his left arm offies, doing well here in his first over. As that was again darted in a little bit straight up. There should just be the one there. There's the man, Bilal Mohammed. Just comes around and gathers that. Hussein. Just the one drive. They're looking to push two. And Tarajit Singh does really well there. Was calling for it early, really pushed that first one hard. As Wasim Abbas comes in just to gather the ball. And Tarajit Singh, there was no doubt in his mind that there was going to be 2 runs there. As Hussein moves to 16. And he looks go big and it just pops up. And, well, Bilal Mohammed wears one there. It does well to gather in. It's well backed up there. And ends up, after all the commotion, being a dot ball. Hussein just not moving his feet there and just struggling to get to the pitch of the ball there. But Bilal Mohammed does well not to lose any teeth. Just making sure he's okay. I think he's all good. As we end the 8th over. Finishing on 67 for 1 after their 8 overs. And yet Ramesh Sathisan, well, he had a couple booming boundaries. Then obviously held out to Raj Khan at the mid-wicket. Justin Sharji came on in the 3rd over, making that breakthrough. But since then, it's been all Romania. But Malta just dragging it back a little bit now. As just a pause in play. Dead ball given. And they're just going to put that one through to the leg side, and the man, and Gediki, just comes around to collect that. Just the one. Taranjit Singh. As Sharma continues. Hussein advances. And he's given. It's a great bit of work by Aftab Khan behind the stumps there. As he looked to advance there. Just pushed wide by Sharma. I wonder if he saw him coming. As we get another look here. And just went a little bit too early, and Sharma pushed it wide. And it's good work by Aftab Khan. As we get a great side on view here. Oh, it's going to be a close one there. Well, you can argue that the bat was probably in the air a little bit. And that was what the umpire gave there and saw. Obviously no use of the LRS here, but we get to have a look. As he gets very far out, and you just have to say that probably what got him there was the fact that his bat was in the air. It looks there that he might have been in. His bat was down, wasn't it? Well, it's unfortunate for Hussein, but you can understand why the umpire gave, obviously in real time. They don't get the luxury of having a look at the slow-mo replay. But in real time, it just looked as if his bat was in the air, so you can understand where the umpire's coming from. It's just unfortunate for Hussein. As the new batsman comes in. And Sharma continues. As the new batsman, Sivakumar Perialwa, just sees the first delivery away. Almost shorter. He just slaps that to the man at point. It's flipped. It's floated a little bit by Sharma as that's just driven out to the man in the deep. And it's just going to be the one run as Perialwa gets off the mark, bringing Taranjit Singh back on. Shorter. Taranjit Singh, I don't know if he meant that to go so fine, straight over the wicketkeeper's head, but it's going to just be the 2 runs as Wasim Abbas collects that. And just the 2 runs, but it's a good inventive shot there from Taranjit Singh as we end the 9th over. On 71 for 2. As we're very, very quickly getting through these overs, nearly at the halfway stage of the first innings of match 4 of the Valletta Cup. And, well, here we have a look here. Wasim Abbas getting a bit of the treatment early on. Justin Sharji, well, same, going for 20 off 2, but getting that breakthrough of Sathisan early on. Bikram Arora to continue in the 10th over. That's a good delivery there. Just a bit of extra bounce from Arora. Just giving Perialwa something to think about. As he just leans into that one. Just respects the bowler. Want to respect the good ball. Arora in again as Perialwa just sees that one through. Looking for a wide, but I think that was well within the line. That's a big drive from Perialwa, but just missing out. Aftab Khan looks to be on fire behind the stumps there with another good take. And Taranjit Singh calls him through for the one there. And it's just the one given as Maltese bowler Jerome Jason just walks past me. This is out this morning. He's very unlucky not to grab his first international wicket yesterday. Plenty of chances, just not going to hand. I'm sure he'll be eager to get back out there and get his name on the board. As Taranjit Singh just rocks back. Perialwa looking for the single, but it's a good bit of fielding there by the man there. And, well, drinks come on at the end of the 10th. Romania, 72 for 2. And again, once again, we're seeing this similar to yesterday. Just straight after that power play, the overs between the 6th and the 10th, just dragging it back a little bit for the bowling team. So you'd argue that we're still evenly poised here. Just this, going for the 7.2 and over. Yeah, they're going to look to double this, or at least another 100 from here on in. Now I'm sure they'll be looking at around the 150, 160 mark as par. But with drinks being taken, that gives us a chance to go to the YouTube chat. Do let us know where you're watching from if you're lurking. Just let us know. It's been a pleasure yesterday. I thoroughly enjoyed my first day here on the ECN. Had some lovely messages from people all over with good well wishes. I do appreciate it. Anthony Slater just asking in the chat who the umpires are today. Well, I can go through it again for you. So, at the far end, we've got Ruban, Sivanardian, and then at this end we've got Shurbanan, who is he's an absolute legend on here on the ECN, and we've seen umpire hundreds of games over the last couple of years. One of the best umpires out on the circuit, has to be said. Well, Taranjit Singh, 36 off just the 27 deliveries. A great start throughout the power play, but again, just getting built down a little bit and just Just rotating the strike. And there's Sharma back into Bart. Well, that's a good stop there from Wasim Abbas. Backwards of point in the gully region. And Petty Alwa just struggling a little bit. Just getting the strike back to Taranjeet Singh. Says, look, you're doing well so far. Let's keep going. Taranjeet Singh just plays that into the leg side. And Petty Alwa looking for the 2. But I think it's just going to end up being the single. As Yuvraj Singh. Charlie, can you please say boom shakalaka? Well, that's Rico. I think he's trademarked that for when there's a big 6. Don't want to get done for copyright. I'm sure you'll be able to hear plenty of Rico out in Sweden as we come back to the action. And that's a nice sweep shot there from Petty Alwa as he just plays that around the corner. And it's going to end up just being the 2 runs. As that's well done by Heinrich Gedicke down there again. That might call in that Gedicke corner, I think. Seems to spend all day down there. Petty Alwa back on strike. Taranjeet calls him in quickly. And it's good running from the Romanian batsman there. Good early calling, running that first one hard. Oh, Taranjeet Singh just getting drawn into the big, big booming drive. And just looking to advance a little bit here. Maybe just feeling like he's getting bogged down a little bit. As he goes this time, connects with it well. Taranjeet Singh, that goes all the way. That's 6 runs. It's a maximum. Well, you have to say that you felt like this big shot was coming. And in the slot from Sharma, as we see here, Taranjeet Singh, a textbook lofted drive. Huge maximum. Great way to end the over, as at the end of the 11th, Romania 83 for 2. And Taranjeet Singh edging closer to that personal milestone. It's good to see Taranjeet Singh doing well, as obviously there's quite a bit of hype around his name yesterday in the chat. And Anthony Slater asking, are you wearing dodgy Hawaiian shirts like Rico? I'm not. I'm kitted out in full ECN gear at the moment. That's Rico style. I can't quite put it off like Rico does. As it looks like Vikram Aurora to continue. As Petty Alwa just plays that one through to the offside for a single. And just floats that one up there a little bit more. And Taranjeet Singh just missing out. And Taranjeet Singh just respects the straight one there. Just keeps it out, palms away. Oh, and that's a chance there. He did well to try and get there on the full. The man at point. Taranjeet Singh just giving a bit of a chance there. There's a bit of a wider delivery from Aurora, and Taranjeet Singh not far away. As this one's a little bit too wide, and that's going to be given a no ball as it's pitched off the AstroTurf pitch. And well, this gives Petty Alwa the license. And he's going to look to make the most of this opportunity now. Free hit. Here we go. And he advances and gets enough on this just to drag it around the corner. I don't think it's going to go for a boundary. It should just be the 2 runs. And it's a good result for Aurora off a free hit. Eliawa just moves to 9. It's on a good spot there. It's good running again. There could be buzzers here. There's not going to be Tanjik Singh running miles past the crease. So just the 1 off the final ball of that over. Mixing it up, pushing it wide, and then bringing it in nice and straight on his legs, on his pads. As we end the 12th, Romania 89 for 2. And well, it has to be said, Malta have done well to drag it back after the strong power play by Romania. As it's Sharma to continue. And once again, just dabbed into the offside as Taranjit Singh calls him through for a single. And Singh looks to go big, but luckily doesn't time it too well, because it's just going to be a 1 bounce and then it's going to be cut off by the man out there at long off. Yeah, it's always going to happen, isn't it, when the field gets spread. Boundary's going to slowly dry up. As Parialwa advances, gets on the full mix, makes it a full toss for himself, but just struggles. It's going to be a dot ball. Parialwa, that's a beautiful shot from the man. As that looks like it's going to go all the way, and it does. Well, he did the hard bit. He got round. As Parialwa just rocks back, and cuts that through the infield. And he just misses out. Maybe could have got a dive in, but that's a great shot from Parialwa. 4 runs. Reply from Sharma as he goes short and wide again. That's just going to be the 1 this time. Just plays it in front of square. Going to be collected up. The keeper does well to pick it up there. It's short again. Taranjit Singh just rocks back. He's going to do well to cut this off. Oh, and he does again the hard work, but well, he's disappointed himself. His Gadicki out there. He did the hard work of getting round, but just goes over the ball. It's unfortunate for the man. Well, he's done so well throughout the last day and a half of covering that Gadicki corner. As it brings up the 100 for Romania. Romania 100 for 2 off of 13. As these two just building a bit of a partnership now. Betty Alba just sort of playing anchor as Taranjit Singh goes through the motions, through the gears. As Aurora on for his final over of his spell. As Petty Alba again gets down on 1 knee, sweeps this across just for 1. Bringing the main man, Taranjit Singh, back on strike. Just the 2 away. That's going to be driven down to Man at Gedeki corner. Just for the one. Taranjeet Singh was looking for the 2 there to get through for his 50, but doesn't quite get there. Periawa just missing out on the short one there. We've seen him play some lovely cut shots. Just probably a little bit too close to him there. Not given the width that he needed to play that shot. Leaves this one, lets it go. Looking for a wide, but doesn't get it. It's okay to me. Again, consistent umpiring from all umpires here this week. That's straighter and driven. It's just going to be a dot ball. Periawa just struggling a little bit here. Doesn't really know how to attack the left-handed, left armour here. As again, just drops this to the leg side and brings it through for 1. As again, at the end of the 14th, Romania 103 for 2. So it's good bowling from Aurora as he finishes his spell there with just the 3 coming off that over. And finishing on 14 for no wickets off of his 4 overs. Just doing what's expected of these middle over bowlers. Just dragging it back after an explosive power play. Obviously, after the power play, Romania sat on 55 for 1. And then from the 6th to the 14th, now only sat at 103. So just dragged them back a little bit. I feel like it's a pretty even contest this today here in the 4th match of the Valletta Cup. There's just a few fielding replacements. Just changing a few things around. Well, we're going back to pace. Periawa plays nicely into the leg side. Should just be the 1, as the man does well out there on the mid-wicket boundary. As Justin Sharji comes back into the attack and just concedes the 1 run off the first ball of his over. As we're just having a little bit of an issue with the graphics on screen, so be sure to get that back to you as soon as possible. But the score at the moment, 104 for 2. There we go. Well, Taranjeet Singh, just the 1 run away. For him is 50. And he'll be looking to get through this. Push on. And he cuts away. Oh, and it's a chance. Oh, there's going to be buzzers here. Well, that does bring up the 50 for Taranjeet Singh, but again, another chance. Similar shot to what he did earlier. Well, we have a look here. Just cuts away and it just drops short again. But it's a good innings from Taranjeet Singh. Doing the job as the opener here for Romania. 51 off of 38 deliveries at a good pace. But that's another chance at the point region where he's just sort of no foot movement and just doesn't quite time it. As this time he rocks back and goes short, and is the man out there, Heinrich Gedeki, in Gedeki's corner. And it's just the 1 run for Taranjeet Singh. And Taranjeet Singh, well, going for 5 4s and 3 maximums in that 50 for him there. He's going to want to push on now in the last 5.5 overs. Periawa, and that's, oh, well, he's hit that. He's absolutely timed the pants off that, and it's just broken through the hands there of the man at point, and it's going to run away for 4 runs as we take another look here. Raja goes short and wide, and Periawa pierces through the hands of the fielder at point. And I think we might have a bit of an injury here. Don't know whether that's going to be, well, it looks like they might have done the webbing there, and if that's the case, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be sore if it's the webbing, as it just breaks through that. So you hope he's okay, but just can't see much from out here. And while there's a break in play, as a substitute fielder comes on, just trying to see who that one is. I think that might be Zishan Khan, who was at point. He doesn't look in too much discomfort. I think there might just be, from what I've seen in many cricket games, I think by the way he's holding his hand, it might be webbing. And if that's the case, it could be stitches, which might be the end of his tournament. But we just don't know yet, so don't want to speculate. But the substitute fielder's back on, and we're back underway here. That's Fuller, and that's well dug out. He's done well to keep that one out, and there could be a chance here, but it's good running from the Romanian batsman there. Paddy Alwar playing a good hand here. As backup support to Taranjeet Singh. Did well to keep that one out there. Brings the main man, Taranjeet Singh, back on strike. You feel he's going to look to go big now. Wickets in hand. He's the man. Both these men are in. He steps across, flicks that across, and it's well. You have to feel for Garricky there. Just caught in two minds. Well, didn't know whether to go for the wicket or just to play it safe and defend the boundary. And in the end, just getting caught between the two minds as Taranjeet Singh survives another life. Well, Romania 116 for 2 after the 15th, as Taranjeet Singh moves to 56 off of 40 deliveries. And I think, well, Romania are going to be looking at this now, and they're going to be aiming for around the 155, 160 mark, I think, as Heinrich Garicki just moves to position long off, just next to me here in the commentary box. And just a few chances going down for Malta. And you just think those are those sort of half chances that if you take one or two of them, then the game just swivels into your favour. But certainly done well for the most part. Just those half chances that if you take, just changes the game ever so slightly. As we see the opener, Bilal Mohammed, coming back onto bowl. As he did well in his opening 2 overs, just the 14 conceded, no wicket. And I think Malta are going to be looking for a breakthrough now. Bilal Mohammed back into the attack. Paddy Alwar on strike. And it's a full delivery. Bit of a full toss, and just driven for one as Wasim Abbas comes around and gets that one in. Brings Taranjeet Singh back on strike. And, well, Taranjeet Singh goes big, and that's an absolutely beautiful shot. 2 full from Bilal Mohammed, and he's punished for it in the slot. 6 runs maximum for Taranjeet Singh. As we look here, just right in the slot. steps away, gives himself some room over the top. 6 runs. And, well, Taranjit Singh moves to 62. Playing a very good innings here. Timing it just well, just through those middle overs, keeping it ticking, and now looking to accelerate as we come into the last 5 overs here. See what Bilal Mohammed can come back with. As it's full up, and Taranjit Singh just keeps this one out, and it should just be kept to the 1. There's the man out there. And it brings Pedi Alwar back on strike, who's just gone at just under a run a ball, 25 off of 27 deliveries.
You think like this? Man, I see something else with the Red Bull.
And he's nicked that, and well, Bilal Mohammed gets the man. And it's a well-timed wicket there. It's a good take from the keeper. But Bilal Mohammed gets the wicket of Sivakumar Pedi Alwar. And well, it just looks fair, big flashing drive, and just misses out. As Aftab Khan takes another catch there. As Romania now move to 124 for 3 with 4.2 overs remaining. Brings the new man in. Well, Taranjit Singh going to be feeling the pressure now, as he feels it's all going to come on him as Gericke returns to Gericke's corner.
Come on, guys, come on! Guys, come back, Billy!
And well, Bilal Mohammed doing what he was asked, bringing the wicket here. As you can still hear the Maltese outfit. Spirits are still high. You don't want to just drag this back a little bit now. Keep them under the, restrict them to less than 150 if they can, and they'll back themselves with their batting lineup to chase that within their 20 overs. Some very talented batsmen in their lineup for sure. It'll be a good chance to see the first sign of the Romanian bowlers. As the new man, Asul Saini, just pushes that one out to the man. And Vasi Saini, who will be looking forward to seeing him with the ball. One of Romania's top bowlers in their ranks. Well, and it's going to be another good contest here between Bilal Mohammed and Taranjit Singh. As Singh sat on 63, not out off of 42. He's going to look to go big here. That's an absolute peach of a delivery from Malta, from Bilal Mohammed, as he ends the over with a peach. As we see here, just comes in a little bit and then moves away slightly. Taranjit Singh just wafting a bit of a bat at there. As he finishes the over. Just the 9 coming from it. Importantly, the wicket, as Romania finishes 16th on 125 for 3. And, well, you have to say, they're going to really want to push on now. As we see again, just those middle overs getting bogged down a little bit. Really good power play as they went at just over 9 and over. Now you can see there, but after the 6th, just getting bogged down. And this looks like Wasim Abbas is going to come back on to finish his spell. And it was just a comment in the chat there. Just Armstronger, just saying I never knew Romania played cricket well. Now you do. It's Plenty of European cricket around Europe as we bring this to you on the European Cricket Network YouTube channel, or if you're watching in the subcontinent in India on fan code. As Wasim Abbas back into the attack. Saini just drags that one. Punches that to the man at long off, just for the one. And you feel that Vasu Saini is just going to rotate the strike and get the main man, Taranjit Singh, back on strike. And Taranjit Singh looks to go big. Has he held out to the man? He do well. Has he taken it? I think he has. I think that's an absolutely outrageous grab by the man on the long on boundary. And he's claiming, I think Taranjit Singh's going. I think he's done it well. We'll have to get another look there on the replay. As we have a look here. So he does well to take it. We just have to see. He looks okay there. I think he's done really well there. And I think the man there, number 23, Niraj Khanna, well, he's been really good in the field the last day and a bit. And he's just proven that. Really good awareness to see to know where the boundary was to keep it in the field of play. Could very, very easily have just chucked it up and made his way back in, but did well to stay in. And well, there was a man out there, the 12th man, Jerome Jason, who was just able to see. And you can tell by his reaction that it was all good and it was safe. As the big man, Taranjit Singh, goes, Romania 126 for 4 now. Again, looks like they're going to be struggling to reach that 160 mark. I think we're going to have a really good chase on here, but time will tell. Wasim Abbas. As Vasu Saini faces that one. As it brings the new man on strike. Abdul Shakur, the man who'll be taking the gloves for Romania. And he's going to have to really go big here. I think he's got the license. Just the 3.5 overs left. Wickets in hand. And he goes for the big booming drive first up. Doesn't quite connect. But you feel he's definitely coming in with the license to go big or go home. Wasim Abbas back in. As Shakur brings that one out, and they run really well. They push that first one hard, which allows them to come back for the second. That's good running from the Romanian batsman. Good work again out in the deep. As I said, just those half chances, and that wicket off of Taranjit Singh just proved to be one of those half chances. You take it, just changes the game ever so slightly. It's really good fielding from Malta as a whole. Shakur looks to go with a booming drive. Just doesn't quite connect, and that's just going to be the one run to the man in the covers. As that brings us to the end of the over with just the one off it. Well, the big wicket with the main man, Taranjit Singh, coming off the 17th over. As Romania and the 17th on 130 for 4. As just the 5 coming off that 17th over from Wasim Abbas. But once more importantly, the big wicket of Taranjit Singh. And you see it just plateauing a little bit here. Just dragging them back ever so slightly. I think Malta will be happy with the way that they've bowled here in the first innings. They'll be pleased to see that the bowlers that they expect to take wickets have done so. They fielded well overall. It's good captaincy from Cricketinromania. It does have to be said. And the spinners have done their job in those middle overs as well. So it's a little bit fuller. It's a good Yorker length, wide Yorker, and just missing out there. Yeah, just a question about another replay. Well, we did get a good couple of looks at it. It looked all good from my end, from my angle of what I saw. And I think we can back all of these fielders to be completely honest and truthful out in the field. It's another good ball from Bilal Mohammed, doing really well here in the 18th, just conceding no runs off his first two deliveries as the two batsmen just can meet in the middle, have a little conversation. Maybe just need to look at getting bat on ball and just getting any runs. Any runs will make a difference now as they sit on 130 for 4. And they're just going to want to try and get up to that 150 mark. Shakur on strike. And he does the job there, gets bat on ball. And it's just going to be the one. It's well fielded down there. And third man. And you can hear that, then you can pick it up on the microphone. Iron Gadiki just getting the boys going again. It's a really good display here from both teams. Good level of cricket on here. He steps across, and that's a big edge, and the keeper just unlucky not to get over there. But again, it's a good bit of patrolling. There could be a chance here. I don't think there will be. They come back safely for 2. And it's a good job by the man out there, roaming that boundary. Been very busy. Bilal Mohammed's back in. And it's shorter and it's flashed away, and I think that's going to be a 4. That's a great shot from Basu Saini as he again just rocks back. It's on his tiptoes, and that's going to be a boundary. 4 runs. Well, we're really going to see what Bilal Mohammed's made of here in his final delivery of his spell. Overall, he's done well. Just the 30 runs coming from his 3.5 overs. Well, Bilal Mohammed for his final delivery of his spell. Saini on strike. And it goes wide, and that's going to be another boundary. 4 runs for Saini. Well, Bilal Saini just sort of stood still, stand and deliver sort of cricket from him. Takes a step away, gives himself some room, and blasts that through the infield. 4 runs. Bilal Mohammed, not the end to his spell that he would have liked, with 11 coming off his final over. And, well, you have to say that Bilal Mohammed will be really disappointing in himself. Just feels like he might have just let his last over go for a couple too many. As Romania finished the 18th, 141 for 4. At 150 looking more in sight now after 2 glorious cricket shots from Basil Saini. Proving himself here in the middle order. And the Maltese outfit just looking a little bit rattled out there. I think they're expecting 2 consecutive boundaries. Let's see if they can have a comeback here. That's a lovely shot from Abdul Shakur. It's just going to be the, oh no! Oh well, we're gonna have to get a replay of that. Looked like they had it all covered out there on the offside boundary. Well, the bowler's not going to be happy here. It looked like they just had it all covered, and well, tries to go with the feet, then doesn't really. Has he nutmegged him? I think he's put it through his legs. Might have been watching a bit too much football recently, and he's done him a kipper there. Well, you have to say, bowler's going to be disappointed there. It's a really good comeback from Justin Sharju. Just the one coming off it, and well, they still can't get over what just happened there. Great bit of skill to put it through his legs. Justin Sharju's going to be feeling like he's a little hard done by that. It wasn't a terrible delivery. Didn't quite get enough of it to go for 4. It was helped over the line. Justin Sharju only the 1 wicket of Ramesh Sathisan early on, back in the power play. As Hussaini just hitting this away just for the 1 run into the offside. Well, just the 3 balls off this over. Already 6 off it. Justin Sharju just struggling a little bit now. Started off really well, but just getting attacked a little bit by the Romanian batsman. As Abdul Shakur looks to go big, doesn't quite time it, so it's going to pop over the infield and they're going to collect it out on the offside boundary. It's just going to be the 2 runs. But Abdul Shakur looking to follow in Saini's footsteps and go big, just doesn't quite time it. He's playing a little bit out of his arc, wasn't quite in the slot to hit. Sharju's back in. Looks to go big, gets that front leg out of the way, and it should just be the 1. Again, good fielding out on that leg side boundary. And he's patrolled that area really well. Just keeping it to the 1. And well, just the 7 deliveries left of this innings, as that's the 150 up for Romania. 150 for 4. He looks to get inventive there, and he did well to get his head out of the way there, but did well not to get hit by that one, but the keeper does well just to keep an eye on the ball as he ends with a dot. Romania, 150 for 4 going into the last. And they're going to look at that 160 mark, and anything after that's a plus. And Justin Sharju getting a bit of tap in that last over of him going for 42 for 1 off of his 4 overs. Started off well, but just got a little bit of tap from those middle overs. As we go into the last over, it's going to be Wasim Abbas to bowl the final over here in the death. It's good to see so many of the viewers being very active in the chat, getting involved. As well, obviously, we head into the last over here of match number 4. First innings here at the Valletta Cup 2022. Here we go, final over, Wasim Abbas. It's full, and he's looked to go big, but he's not timed it quite well. And Wasim Abbas, well, they're going to sneak in a 2 here, and Yeah, you have to say, Wasim Abba's just a little bit slow just to turn around there and collect it off his own bowling. And come back for 2. It's good running from the Romanian batsman. Abdul Shakur on strike. Oh, every ball, they're going to look to go big here. Final over, wickets in hand. As that's just going to be played out to the man at long on. Should just be the one. And is as Justin Sharju throws that one in. Well, they move on to 153 off of the first 2 deliveries here. 3 off the first 2 deliveries here in the final over, the first innings. As it brings Saini on strike. Gives himself some room and gets this one through the infield. Is it going to go all the way? I think Bilal Mohammed will do. Oh, and they come together again. Well, I think it's okay. But again, just struggling with a bit of miscommunication there. And after all that, just ends up being 2 runs. Well, you have to say they did save 2 and stop the boundary, but just couldn't quite get the brakes on that. As it ends up just being the 2 runs. 3 balls left. Bit of foot movement. I think that's going to go for 4 runs. No, it doesn't. Does well to get round there and cut it off. As it's just the 2 runs again. Just doesn't quite time it. Just struggling to get on onto the middle of the bat. You feel they're going to have to try and go big here. Got to try and get under it. Go for a maximum. As it brings Vasu Saini on strike. Just the 2 balls remaining. Oh, well, it's going to be interesting to see what Wasim Abba's done. He's going to dig it in. Or is he going to go full? Well, with this field, you have to say he's going to go full. He does. And that looks to be a lovely shot from Saini. He's not even bothering with a run. And that's going to be 4 runs on the penultimate ball of the first innings. He just steps back deep in his crease and lofts it over the infield. Lovely shot. 4 runs for Vasu Saini as Romania move to 161 for 4 with 1 final ball to go here in the innings. Wasim Abbas, is he going to go full again? Can he hit his Yorker length? Last ball. Goes in short, and that's going to fly over the infield. And, well, it's not the end of the innings that Malta would have liked, but Vasu Saini goes boom, boom, 2 consecutive boundaries to finish the innings as Romania end on 165 for 4. Well, you have to say that it's poised to be a very interesting matchup here in the second innings. As we just run through some highlights now, well, and as you can see on your screen, the main man for Romania, Taranjeet Singh, doing ever so well with a great total off of his innings, ending on 63 off of just 44 deliveries with 6 fours and 4 maximums. And we can see some of the glorious shots here. Did give away a couple of opportunities. Also those 2 chances. As we see some great glove work by the keeper, but Hussein was just a little hard done by there. But there was some good work in the middle overs from Malta, just to bog them down and just to keep them going. As we end the innings here, and we have a look at some of these highlights. Just a couple of chances, just going through. Henrik Garike out on the side. Gadiki corner. Well, Bilal Mohammed with a good comeback. Didn't finish off his spell well. The boundaries coming off the last delivery. And now there you can see one of those half chances that we spoke about earlier on. just changing the game. And what we see here, a bit of tiki-taka, bit of football as it goes through his legs with a nutmeg. And Romania, well, they'll be happy with the way that they finished that, with Vasil going with 2 consecutive boundaries. And that leaves us poised with a very interesting matchup. My name's Charlie Hunt, and you've been watching the Valletta Cup on the European Cricket Network. You see the captain out there opening up alongside Zishan Khan opening up for Malta. Well, it's going to be a real highlight on Bikram Aurora as he went for 60 runs off of just 48 deliveries versus Hungary yesterday in that second match. And there's also going to be some serious pressure. Anyway, as we get the second innings underway, good signs of early movement for the Romanian bowler. And Aurora just having a look. No run off the first delivery. Bikram Aurora looks to go big as he just squirts that one out to the offside as Guysssss Mishra is the opening bowler for Romania. And it's going to be a really interesting contest this between the Romanian bowlers and the Maltese batsmen. Well, we are going to be in for an absolute treat here, ladies and gentlemen. And we're looking forward to bringing it to you as Mishra comes in for his third delivery. It's wide. Zishan Khan just going for the early big swing. Doesn't quite get it as it's called a wide by umpire Ruban. Oh, that's really come in on the batsman. As we see Marian Garasin, the young man, well, just at the age of 15, playing in international T20 cricket. It's really good to see, really proves the development of cricket in and around Europe. Garasin, just 15 years of age, fielding on the 45 degree. Well, really is great to see as the first run for Zishan Khan. As they go up, there's a bit of an appeal. Umpire not really interested. Good start from Guysssss Mishra. Real big in-swing there. Maybe not showing considerable amount of pace, but the ball's doing a lot. As I say that, he pushes that one through a bit quicker, and it's going to be a dot ball for Bikram Aurora. Well, we've seen in Malta's past 2 games, Bikram Aurora just takes his time early on in the innings, just gives himself a platform to build on and then really explodes and generates some serious power later on in the innings. As it's a full stop for Mishra. Now it's going to be a dead ball. And if those of you are just switching over from our coverage of the T10 up in Sweden, welcome back. As that's a fuller delivery. And Aurora's just going to swap that one to mid-off. So it's a good first over for Romania as Malta end the first over 4 for none. As we get a lovely overview of the setup here at the Master Sports Ground. Well, it's really nice to be here in Malta this week and getting really well looked after by the Maltese Federation and all the teams as well, being really welcoming to myself and the rest of the ECN crew. Myself, Maxi and Samir. Feeling very welcomed here. As we see Raj Kumar opening up from this end, from the commentator's end. And if you're in the YouTube chat, do get involved. If you're watching on YouTube, let us know. Let us know who you're supporting, where you're watching from. And Looking forward to what is looking like to be a really big chase. Obviously, Basil George coming in at 3. Going for some serious runs yesterday. It's a good start, but just going to be a full toss. Well, it was going to be a dot ball. However, it looks now like it's going to end up being 2 runs. Just seemed to take his eye off the ball as he went to collect that one up. As Rajkumar. And well, the number 12, Injas Hussain, just letting that one go through him at mid-on. That's a fuller delivery. And Bikram Arora just struggling to get a bit of ball on that as that goes through to the keeper for a dot ball. Well, Cricketinromania sitting at his desk in sunny Germany. Well, I hope you're enjoying our coverage here, Cricketinromania. And it's good to see you in the chat. As Aurora just plays this one through to the offside for a single. And Arthur just asking, do all of these cricketers play for clubs in Romania and Malta? Yep, respectively. These guys have performed well for their domestic teams, both in Romania and Malta. And we've also seen some of them perform very well on local ECS tournaments throughout the last couple of years. So it's really good to see all this group of players all come together and play in a tournament like this. Dishan Khan with a very big drive, and that's going to go all the way. It's a great way to get the first boundary underway here. It's 4 runs. As Raj Kumar just drops it in the slot. Dishan Khan making the most of it. And it breaks through the infield and he goes for 4. Not a chance for any fielder chasing that. Well, Bridge saying he's watching from Sydney, Australia. Don't know what the time is out there. I'm not quite sure of the time difference. That's going to veer down the leg side. So Raj Kumar just struggling a little bit here. Gets hit for the first boundary of the innings and just veering off his line a little bit. 6:21 in Sydney. Not too late then. It's good to have you here, Bridge. It's good to have everyone involved. Fred Taylor, watching from the Thames Estuary. That's very, very lovely. Sounds idyllic, that does, Fred Taylor. Hope you're doing well. As Raj Kumar, it's a bit of a full toss, and that's going to go. Should go for a boundary as it trickles over that white line. That's the second boundary in the over. As Ishan Khan taking the attack to Raj Kumar. And this is a start that Malta would have wanted from their power play. And they have a reply. Just drops it short. And that's a better delivery. Ishan Khan just pushing this one into the leg side for a single as it's given leg byes. And that's the end of the second over. And a good over for Malta. With the 12 coming off it, takes them to 17 for none, off of 2. And well, some information in the chat about Taranjeet Singh. Blasting shot earlier on in the Romanian innings. And I'm sure we'll see him with the ball throughout this innings. Obviously T20 games these all are here at the Valletta Cup, which is a little bit different to what we're used to on the European Cricket Network. As Anaf Mishra comes back into the attack. And, well, that's well fielded eventually by Marian Gerasim, the young 15-year-old. Doing a job there on the 45. That's 2 now. And again, and just reiterating the point, so good to see young talent being brought through, being broadcasted worldwide. Really good opportunity for young Gerasim as it goes 3 for 1. As that one It's turned into the leg side. It's going to be one run for Vikram Arora. These two going well so far early on. And the equation there, 148 required. 107 balls. Good chase on here today. That's Fuller, and Zishan Khan does really well to keep that one out, as that's going to end up being just the one run. That's a great arm from Guysssss. Getting his money's worth down there on the 45, as that's just the one for Zishan Khan. As Malta move on to 20 for none. And that's just a little bit shorter. And it falls to that man again. Marion Garrison. Just the one run. Doing a great job down on the 45. Well, watching from Poland. Well, Anathan, hope you're doing well. Really enjoying your contributions in the chat. Zishan Khan looks to go big. As that's just going to be the one run to the man at mid-on. Maybe that's Taranjeet down there at mid-on. Bikram just lets this one go through for a wide delivery. To bowl that one again is Mishra. Well, just struggling a little bit here. Just struggling with his run up. As there's a question here from Liam Day. Thoughts on Taranjeet? Charlie, I didn't quite get to see him play, but I saw he was in the runs. Well, Taranjeet, serious talent for Romania. There's that one. That's a big drive, and well, that's going to sail over the fielder's head. That's the first maximum of the Maltese reply. Well, Mishra just struggling a little bit with his line and length here. That one's just one. And really feel like there's going to be a big chase here. But no, just going back to Taranjeet Singh, seriously talented cricketer, both with the bat and with the ball. Looked very comfortable in his first outing here in the Valletta Cup. And I'm sure we're going to see him in the runs plentiful throughout the remainder of this week. As we see, a change of bowling for Romania. As Vasu Saini coming in. Gets off the start well. Well, Vasu Saini, he's one of the highest wicket takers for Romania. Sitting at 11 wickets of an average of 24.72. Well, I'd like to know if anyone can tell me in the chat who is technically the highest wicket taker for Romania. I'd like to test your knowledge. As this one's just back of a length. And just sees it off, does Zishan Khan. But yeah, let me know if anyone knows who the highest wicket taker is in international T20s for Romania. I'd like to see. That's a good ball from Vasu Saini. Really good start to his first over here, Saini. Obviously contributed well with the bat towards the end of the Romanian innings. And there's a bit of a mix-up, bit of a yes-no maybe, but they get through pretty comfortably for the first run off of Saini's over. Zishan Khan rotating the strike. Zishan Khan getting promoted to the top of the order. Chaturvedi just drops out of the first game. Couldn't quite keep going yesterday with the bat. I'm sure we'll see him again though. It's a long week of cricket. It could be close. He slips and just manages to get in. He might have done a bit of damage. Seems to have just gingerly got up there. I think he's okay. Just showing there's still a bit of moisture in the outfield and in the infield, but it is slowly drying up. Nice, easy breeze. 23 degrees is beautiful conditions for cricket. As Aurora plays this one late. It would have been close there if there was a direct hit, and he's safe. As at the end of the over, Romania, Malta, 31 for 3. And there's one answer. Yuvraj Singh hit the nail on the head. Pavel Florin, top of the wicket takers for Romania with 15. And unfortunately not here with us this week. Real shame, serious character and loved by everyone here on the European Cricket Network. But if you're watching, Pavel, I'm sure you are supporting your team. Well, I hope you're doing well. As Gaurav Mishra back in. I just pushed the single by Aurora there. Zishan Khan back on to face. It's a wider delivery and he's hit this through. I don't think it's going to get through the infield. It's going to be cut off for just the one. Promising signs from Zishan Khan early on with a couple boundaries. Just a bit wide there from Mishra. Bikram Arora doing well to keep that one out. This is good bowling from Mishra when he gets it tight on that line. Just lets the ball do the work, not too much pace. Not going to trouble the batsman for pace, but the ball doing quite a lot out of the hand. As that one's just dragged down and ends up being no run. Ends up being a dot ball. Oh, just the 9 balls remaining in the power play. That's full toss, and that's going through. It's going to be a big chase for the Romanian fielders. I think they're just going to cut it off. There's a bit of foot fielding. Well, you have to say, that's poor down in that area of the ground. If there was a dive made in, there was 3 of them going for it. Again, probably a bit of miscommunication or a lack of communication. It's 4 runs to Bikram Arora, but you have to say, could have been stopped there. There's still a long way to go, though. Oh, well, that's a slower delivery. And just clips the top of the pad. Bit of an appeal, but I think just going to be going over the stumps. And at the end of the 5th, Malta 37 for none. Bikram Arora and Zishan Khan going well here. Getting Malta off to a good start for their chase. Looking to make it 3 from 3. And, well, you'd argue if Malta do the winner, do one over Romania here, well, you'd argue that's a bit of an upset. These two, the 2 highest ICC rankings. However, there is a gap between Romania and Malta in the rankings. Romania's had on 37. Malta all the way at 55. So, well, we see Masu Saini coming back. Just the 2 off of his first umpire. It's the 2 off his first over. So, he's going to be looking to build on that now. As Khan faces up. It's just going to be the 1. Push to the man at mid-on. Well, this is really good from Vasu Saini. Did the job with the bat, coming in the middle order. Now bowling these the last over here in the power play. I'm sure Zishan Khan and Bikram Arora are going to look to make the most of the final over of the power play. And Bikarora just getting stuck on the crease, not really moving his feet. Tries to play a cut shot to a shot that wasn't really there. Just a little bit too close to him there. And that's going to be leg byes, I believe. Could be close. Wow. If there was a direct hit, you do think he might have been struggling to make the ground there as we have a look. As we look here. Oh, I think he would have been gone. Bikarora just not really, just sort of got caught ball watching there as he made the run. That's Fuller. Zishan Khan with a big strike. That's going to be 4 runs. It's again, it's a replica of the shot that he played earlier, and that is an absolutely beautiful 4 along the ground. 4 runs for Zishan Khan. But that's Hussaini not just able to copy what he did in his first over. Getting a bit of treatment here, going for a 5 already. 6, correction. Great shot from Zishan Khan up at the top of the order. And that's shorter. Just missing out. Looking for a wide, but I don't think it is. There's a good reply from Masul Saini as we have a look here. He's well within the line there. Good umpiring once again. That one is given this time. That one is given. That one will be a wide. There's a question here from Andanath. I casually watched cricket for years, but very much an amateur observer. Tell me, how does AstroTurf affect bowling and batting? Well, answer that question just as after this ball. That's going to be a dot ball to finish the 6th. Malta at the end of the power play, 44 for none. Getting back to that question. Well, AstroTurf, we saw yesterday. It's very up and down in terms of batting. It's a nice service to bat on. Very, very true. Comes onto the bat very nicely. And in terms of bowling, well, there was early signs of swing yesterday for Bilal Mohammed from Malta. And, well, as we saw, Gardav Mishra getting the ball to do a little bit early on here. A couple of leg cutters, few off cutters. And it's a good start. Just under the run rate a tiny bit, Malta, but they're going to bat themselves with their batsmen coming in, I'm sure, to get this chase done. But AstroTurf, that's one of the benefits. European cricket, there's no limit to how many games you can play on the pitch. As we see, the main man for Romania, Taranjit Singh, coming into the attack. It's the first chance to see him have a ball here at the Valletta Cup. As the field now spreads due to the end of the power play. Taranjit Singh, oh well. It's a little bit short and wide, but starts with a dot ball off of his first over. Taranjit Singh, short and wide. Well, Bikarora just not moving his feet there. Just having a look here at Taranjit Singh, obviously very talented. We know what he's capable of with the bat and with the ball. As that's shorter and quicker delivery, just going to be played out to the man at deep mid-wicket. Just going to be the 1 run, as it's well backed up there. And Zishan Khan just struggling to deal with the length of Taranjit Singh here. Just struggling to deal with the length there. And as I say, that nice cut just for the 1 though. It's a good shot for 1 as it's patrolled out there. on the offside boundary by Sivakuma Perialwa, who we saw play a hand with the bat. Just playing with an anchor roll while Taranjit Singh, the man bowling now, teed off. And Aurora, there's an appeal, and he's given him, he's gone. Well, there we go. Taranjit Singh comes on first over and gets the wicket of one of the main men for the Maltese batting lineup, Bikram Aurora. We're going to have a look here. It's given wide, so he's pushed it wide. And I think what he's done there is his foot was just up in the air. I'm sure we'll have a look at the side on. Here we go. Yeah, I think his foot's up in the air there. As we just slow it down. There's that. Wow, it's a tight one again. It's a very close one there, but I think might have just been in the air just as those bails got taken off. So that's the first wicket. It's a full for Malta as they fall to 47 for 1. Taranjit Singh with the breakthrough. A good opening stand there for Malta, worth 47. It's good work behind the stumps there for Abdul Shakur. As this brings in the main man, the man in form, one of the best names in European cricket, Basil George. Well, we saw Basil yesterday in the runs in both games, 36 off of just 30 deliveries against Gib, and then a huge 60 off of 36 against Hungary with some huge cover drives, some huge lofted drives as well. Really, really aesthetically pleasing batsman to watch. As Basil George just fends this into the leg side. That's going to be the end of the over. And at the end of the 7th, Malta, 47 for 1. Taranjit Singh with the breakthrough. She can't keep that man out of the game. Huge contribution with the bat. Ending on 63 off of 44 balls. And takes the wicket of the opener. Bikram Aurora, the captain. Well, I wonder, are we going to see Boom Boom Basil? And he's going to be really keen to get his side close to this target. Give Malta a chance here. I do feel if Malta are going to have any chance of chasing us down, Basil George is a key element to this chase. As Ramesh Athisan onto bowl, the skipper, the Romanian skipper. Well, as he comes onto bowl, he starts with a dot. A bit of air on that. Zishan Khan, eyes light up. Doesn't quite time it. Played out to Taranjit Singh. That long on. Just a single. Brings the left-hander on strike. And again, we're going to see the struggles now. Left-hand, right-hand combination. Unless they make the breakthrough early. And struggle to rotate through. Good start from Basil. The second delivery, it's off the mark. I'm sure we're going to be looking forward to a bit of boom boom Basil. That's well bowled by Sathisan, the skipper. Just tucks that in on a Yorker length as a spinner, which sometimes isn't the easiest to deal with. Back to live action. And that's just pushed. Fended away by Zishan Khan for no run. Just kept out. Zishan Khan is looking to attack the ball there, but given a wide. And rightly so, was outside. Came in a little bit, wasn't enough though. That's full, and it's a big drive from Zishan Khan. Don't know if it's going to go all the way. It's a big chase on, and it is. It's a great shot from Zishan Khan as he plays that through the covers, gets to the pitch of the ball. A little bit too full from Sathisan, and he times it well. It's 4 runs for Malta. And at the end of the 8th over, after that boundary, Malta find themselves 54 for 1. And just the 1 wicket falling. Vikram Arora, 20 off of 23. Looking at the rest, obviously Varun Prasath we've seen hit a long ball with those levers. And obviously Heinrich Gedicke, we know is capable of steadying the ship if necessary. Romania at this point, after 8 overs, 67 for 1. So Malta just falling behind ever so slightly. However, you do feel that there's enough support to get them over here. This is the contest that we're going to look forward to. Big boom boom Basil versus Taranjeet Singh. Taranjeet just the 3 off his first over with the big wicket, as Basil just gets down on one knee and sweeps that across just for the 1 run, as the skipper, Sathisan, collects that one up. Good to see so many viewers live and active in the chat. Do say hello. Zishan Khan just can't get that one away. That's going to be a dot ball. This is really good bowling from Taranjeet Singh. Again, this is the role that we've seen so many spinners play in these middle overs, just bowling the batsman down and just cutting the rotation of strike. Zishan Khan looks to play that, and it's just stopped by the man at mid-wicket. Another dot ball. Zishan Khan rocks back and fends that one to the offside boundary. It's just going to be the one. Well, they look to come back for 2. Oh well, it's all happening here. Is it again on that offside boundary? Once again, goes through the man, and that's going to be 4 runs to Zishan Khan. You take a look here on the replay. Thought it was all but safe to just be the 1 run. It just goes straight through him, doesn't it? Just takes his eye off the ball. And Taranjeet Singh won't be happy there. So Zishan Khan moving on to 29. Looks to go big again. Doesn't quite time it. Should just be the 1 to the man at long on. And that brings us to the end of the over. Again, it's a tight over from Taranjeet Singh. Just the 6 off it. Malta, 60 for 1 off of their 9 overs. And as you can see, Romania at this point, they're ahead of the runs on 71. However, they were an extra wicket down. And we can see that. Pick of the bowlers, Taranjeet Singh at the moment. Masu Saini doing a great job as well. As we see Sathisan continuing here. Feel like just one more wicket, one of these 2, and Romania will feel right in there. Zishan Khan just plays this through, and it should just be a couple. Where's it going to go? He does well, I think. Yeah, he's done well there. And it's just going to be the 3 runs. It's good running from the Maltese batsman. Doing really, really well there. It's a good shot for 3 runs. Plays through the line, trusts himself. Malta move on. 63 for 1. Yeah, you feel someone's going to have to go big, and you feel that it might be boom, boom, Basil. As Basil George just fends this one off. Respects the opposition skipper, Ramesh Sathisan. That's short. And he's given license to have a swing at that one. It's just going to be the one to the man out on the offside who collects this one up this time. Sivakuma Perialwar out there on the boundary. Zishan Khan, he's built himself a good innings here, 33 off just 28. Yeah, be hoping that he really pushes on now, the opening batsman. It's a big shot from Sathithan, but I think that's just veering down leg. Good bowling though, as we have a look here at the replay. Yeah, I think that impacts down leg. Good bowling though. As he floats this one up, trying to attempt Sashin Khan into the big shot. Doesn't quite connect, it's just a dot ball. As the quick one comes in, it's going to be given a wide as he tries to fire that quicker one in. It's a good idea, just struggled with the execution. Amar Sathisan going for the 5 off this over. As that's a good shot, but it's straight to the man and he's gone. Well, there you go. You feel that that might be the turning point in the game. Sathisan just drops that one. Just a little bit back of a length, and Zishan Khan can't help but having a big shot at the ball. Just holds out to the man. At that point, well, you do feel that might be the game changer there. It's a good catch. Engulfs it in by the man there. And you do feel that really could be a changing moment there. Well, it brings in a man who's more than capable of hitting long shots here. As you see on your screen there, Heinrich Gedicke, well, he had a tough time out in the field, couple of missed chances, couple of drop catches, but he will be backing himself and Basil George. Boom, boom, Basil. They need to go big here now. Bit of a drinks break at the moment. It gives us a chance. At the end of the 10 overs, Malta 65 for 2. Gives us a chance to have a look at the YouTube chat. If you're in the YouTube chat, do let us know where you're watching from. I can see the regulars in there, Luke Belgium, Underground Bodega, Liam Day as well. Really good contributions from everyone. Any questions, any comments, do get them in. Got the YouTube chat open here. Well, I hope you're enjoying the coverage. Obviously, really good pictures brought to you by the crew at Spring Productions here. And just my second day out here with the ECN. Thoroughly enjoyed yesterday. Really good cricket on show. And it was really, really good to see, not even off the pitch. Obviously, there was competitiveness on the pitch, but as soon as you stepped off the pitch, everyone was very sociable, and it was really, really nice to be around. Good atmosphere here at the Malta Sports Complex here in Malta. And don't forget, this is the first of 3 games today as we move to the game at 12 o'clock. We have Gibraltar versus Czech Republic. And don't forget, after that, we see the first outing for the Bulgarian outfit. There's some familiar faces in there for sure as they take on Hungary. And that game is at 3:30 local time. Back to the action here. We've got a change of bowling. Tajik comes out of the attack. And we've got Suki Sahi. And Bilal George, Basil George, my apologies. That's a great throw, direct hit. Just the one run. It brings Heinrich Gedicke onto strike. Ramaday saying we're waiting to hear your trademark celebration phase. Well, I had a chat with a couple of the crew here, trying to work out what we're going to go for. There's plenty of games in the next week to work it out. Any suggestions, let me know. We'll put them into the hat and we'll have a think. I'm certainly enjoying myself. Maiden Waters, nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well. As we go back to live action. Garricky, oh, it could be fair. Oh, he's Taranjeet Singh couldn't quite get there, and they're going to do well. They're going to get 2 out of that, as Heinrich Garricky just chips that one up. Just finds the outside edge a little bit there. It's very close. Taranjeet Singh, good effort to get around there, but just the 2 runs. Well, Heinrich Garricky living life on the edge off his first delivery. And again, finds the outside edge, tries to turn this one around the corner. And it's fielded there. It's just going to be the 1 run. We're yet to see Basil go boom boom. I'm sure he's going to be winding up soon. And he tries to go, doesn't quite time it. Should just be the 1 run to the man up there on the leg side. Once again, Basil just struggling a little bit. Just going up 5 off of his 8 balls. But we've seen this man, Garricky, hit some long balls on the European Cricket Network. He tries here, goes short, and that's going to be Garricky's first boundary. Well, you do feel that if Malta are going to get near this target, these 2 are going to play a serious hand. He just rocks back, and that's a lovely shot. 4 runs. He'll reply here as he rocks back. That's a good shot out to the offside. Should just be 1, and will just be the 1. And that brings us to the end of the 11th over. Malta 75 for 2. As we have a look. Here we are in comparison, just under the rate slightly. Only takes 1 big over. And you feel that Heinrich Garricky really could be the man to do so at this stage. Romania are 83 for 2 after the 11th, so a little bit behind. So Thisan getting a little bit of full toss. Garricky just struggles to get one away. Ends up being a dot ball. That's down the leg side from the Romanian captain. And it should be 2 as it's chased by the young man. And it's a good arm by Marion Garrison as he chases that one in. The young 15-year-old. Just pushed down the leg side again, just trying to fire that one in. He's tried that a couple of times, the quicker one, has Thisan. Just can't quite get it on the right line. But that's given a bit of air, and that's hit well. And the man, Suki Sai, just comes around and just cuts that off for the 1. It's well fielded by Sahi. He's got some good shades on. It's been a good array of sunglasses around the teams this week. It's mine to shame. Brings Boom Boom Basil, who we haven't seen go Boom Boom yet. Is this the over? And we're about to find out. Well, he hits that well, but it's just going to be the 1 run. Perfectly picks up the man up there, Sivakuma Perialwa. As that's just the 1 run again. They're doing well here, just ticking over. Do need to go big at some point. Thisan doing a good job. Let's float it up. Henry Garricky looks to go. And that's going to be 4 runs for Garricky. That's a great shot. Thisan gives him a bit of flight, puts it up there, and Garricky says, thank you very much. 1 bounce over the boundary, 4 runs. Garricky getting off to a good start here. 13 off of just 7 deliveries now. Thisan was doing well up until that point. 9 off his over so far. That's just pushed wider, and it could be a catch. Oh! Unlucky, the young man on the 45. I think he's going to run away. He does really well. Really good bit of fielding as he almost gets lost in the jungle there. He really makes up for that drop there. That's a really good bit of fielding. Did well not to hit his head on one of those stones out there as we have a look here. Unlucky not to take the catch. But does really well as you see on the replay here. Yeah, he's done really well there. And manages to get himself back up. The joys of being young, 15 years of age. Really good to see. He might have done himself a little bit of a knock, but he seems all right. It's really good from him. And Basil just plays a nice looking cover drive for no run. As we see the end of the 12th over. Malta 87 for 2. Good bit of good over there. 12 coming off it for Malta. I feel like that might see the end of Sathisan. Well, at this point, they've brought it back. Only the 2 runs between these two teams now at this current stage. At the end of the 12th, Romania 89 for 2. Malta find himself 87 for 2. So we are in for an absolute treat of a chase here for the next 8 overs. It's a pleasure to be bringing you this. As Garricky just plays this one, it's just going to be 1. Garricky playing a good hand already here. Guysssss. That's a full toss. And boom, boom, Basil. Well, he's been kept quiet the last couple of overs, but he decides enough's enough. Full toss, boom, boom, Basil, 6 runs. And we've been waiting for this one. We've been waiting for this to come, and it's an absolutely brilliant shot. As he clears the outfield, 6 runs. Guysssss, not the start. Not the start to this over that he's wanted. 7 off the first 2. Is that the kick that Basil needs? This is short. He goes up again. I don't know if he's got all of it. I thought that's a lie. He has. That's another. Boom, boom. Basil 6. It's gone all the way. Guysssss just struggling here. As he rocks back. Doesn't quite middle this one. It's just off the toe end of the bat, and Taranjeet Singh under there looks as if he was interested, but ends up going over him into the palm trees. 6 runs. Is this the over that changes the game? And boom, boom, looks to go again. Has he been? Oh, well, that's 3 in a row. Basil George. Flashy cover drive over the infield. There's a man out there who's picked him up, but he's just tipped it over the bar, over the rope. 6 runs. Boom, boom, Basil. Well, this could be the over that Malta needed. As we just picks this one for 1. It's really good cricket. And Basil George just picked his timing here. He's really, really played well here. Really accelerated now as he sits on 24, 25 now. Well, has Garricky picked him out? He has. Well, that's a huge, huge wicket for Romania. What an over this has turned out to be. 3 maximums in it. And now, Heinrich Garricky just picked the man out at deep mid-wicket. It's a good catch from Raj Kumar. What an over this has turned out to be. Gedeke with a good hand there, though. Would be really frustrated not to kick on, as he got a good start there. Just a 17 off of the 10 balls. Wow, what an over that turned out to be. Incredible over for both teams there. 20 runs coming off of it, but the big wicket of Heinrich Gedeke, does that just swing the pendulum once again into Romania's favour now? All the pressure on Boom Boom Basil now. Big over that. One of the biggest overs, I think it might be the biggest over we've seen in this tournament so far. Exciting cricket here on the European Cricket Network. And if you're watching in India on fan code, absolute pleasure to bring you these incredible games here on the European Cricket Network. As looks like the wicket keeper comes in at number 5 to join Boom Boom Basil. Well, Basil Saini is into ball, and that's just going to veer down the leg side. It's going to be a wide ball. Basil Saini only going for the 8 runs off of his first 2 overs. I think after the big over they've just had, really need to just drag them back now. Obviously at this point, Romania, after 13, we're 100 for 2, so they're ahead at the moment as this one goes behind the keeper. It's a big chase for the young man again. He does well, and it's a great arm from the 15-year-old. As that comes in, it's just going to be the 2 runs. But Basil, a lot of pressure on that and this man now. Really good chase from Marianne Garrison down there. Almost in a fly slip sort of position now. See him on your screen there. As Basil just fends this one off. It's a dot ball. Dot balls are gold dust, as Rico would say. And a big shout out to Rico Full and Andrew Rhino out in Sweden, doing a great job as ever, covering the ECS tournament out there. Boom, boom, he goes for it, and Boom Boom's got all of this. Boom, boom, Basil. That's another huge maximum. As Basil George moves on to 33. Malta, 116 for 3 now. Basil George with a really, really vital innings hit. Needed reply hit from Basil Saini as it's short. And Basil George goes up. Has he picked him out? He has, but he's dropped it. Oh no. The man out there, he's really struggled out there today. A couple of misfields. Sivakuma Pedialwa. It's a real shame. But Basil, he's given a life now as well. It's unfortunate to see, but you can see now Pedialwa getting moved out there. Oh, that's a shame. Clearly trying his best out there. Basil George, big 6, and then he's dropped on 33. Saini's in again, and as Basil just plays this one for 1, picks out Pedialwa again. Oh dear, Pedialwa with another misfield. Unfortunately, doesn't cost Romania anything. As we get to see the first look at Aftab Khan, the wicket keeper. Here we go. We feel 1 or 2 more wickets, which would probably bring it into Romania's favour. But obviously looking now, Malta well ahead of the run rate. With a couple of big overs, some big hits from Basil, as that's well played by Aftab Khan. Just comes in, and there's a comment there from Luke. Just saying, doesn't understand why Prasath isn't coming in. I can only think that they're thinking, well, Basil George has gone massive in the last couple of overs as we finish the 14th there. And Malta 120 for 4. Well, I think when you've got a man like you've got a man like Basil George going the way he is at the moment, going boom, boom. And you just want someone there just to nerdle and just to keep the strike and just to hold anchor, is my only thought. You know, Prasad, we've seen, can go from the off, so he doesn't need to take any time to get going. As we have a look at the scorecard here for Malta so far. Good handy contributions from everyone. Obviously, Gedicki will be really disappointed he didn't kick on from his start. Still plenty of batting to come though. Aftab Khan, we've seen him, he can hit a long ball, as can Prasad if he gets the chance to come in. As we see, change the bowl up. And Aftab Khan doing the job here. Just nurdles this into the leg side. Which again, as I said earlier, doing his job and just gets Basil back on strike. And you see the field, everyone out as much as possible. There's a score, 120 for 3. Now that's going to be a wide ball down the leg side. There's a bit of a poor delivery, that one, straight down the leg side. Basil just deciding to let that one go, as it's Ijaz Hussain onto bowl. Oh, that one's kept low. Oof. Well, you think if that was on the stumps, anything could have happened. Ijaz Hussain taking 11 wickets for Romania in international T20s. Basil George, well, he looked like he was winding up for a big shot, but he's just going to play this into the leg side just for one. And you can see there, Aftab Khan was really, really pushing for 2, trying to get him back on strike, but I think Boom and Basil just knows. It's the one now. They're ahead of the rate now. We'll have a look, as they need 43 off of 33 deliveries now. Really brought that rate down as Basil. As Ijaz Hussain is in. Shorter, and Aftab Khan just plays it down to Marion Garrison. Just struggles with a bit of a bobble in the pitch, in the ground before it got to him. He did well though. He advances. Wow, it's gone high. It's gone ever so high. The keeper calls it, and he's taken it. Well, that is a huge, huge wicket for Romania. It's a great catch by the wicketkeeper, Abdul Shakur. Removed his cap very, very quickly. He knew that had some absolute height on it. That had snow on it as it came down here in Malta. And Basil George knew as soon as he hit that. It's a great take from Abdul Shakur. Really good take. And that brings another wicket for Malta. Malta now 124 for 4. And it brings in Prasad, man with levers. And you feel it's all going to fall to him now to do the big hitting. They can just nurdle this around and hit the bad ball. Don't think they need to be taking any risks now. You don't want to let it go to the last over, but you do feel that after Basil's really, really good contribution with the bat, you don't feel that they need to take any risks. The bad balls, which you will get, you can hit them. As that's a straight delivery, and he's just going to get a dot ball from that. As that brings the end of the over, the end of the 15th. Malta 124 for 4. Well, we're on for a real serious contest here in the last 5 at this stage. Romania after 15. We're 116 for 2. So 8 runs ahead, Malta, at this current point in time. And, well, 8 runs ahead, but 2 wickets down. It's really tight to call at this point. You do think if Varun Prasad does well here, then the game's going to be in Malta's hands. Wow, what a way to just end this first game here. And this day 2, as Taranjit Singh is back into bowl. As it's short and it's wide, it's going to be given a wide. Prasad just getting a chance to let that one go and have a look. Prasad here, going to go from the off, you feel. As that one just keeps a little bit low. But they do well in the field and just keeps it to a dot. Now, as I said, I think, you know, at this point, they're going to do well if they can just rotate the strike, keep dots to a minimum, and if they get the bad ball, make sure it's punished. As that's short and wide, and that's just going to go just for 1, straight out to the man, as Sivakumar Pedialwa is now back on the boundary. It's good to see. Keep confidence in him. He's had a bit of a rough time out there, but more than capable of doing the job. Which brings Aftab Khan back into the strike. Going to be a seriously close contest, this is. Taranjit Singh pushes that one through. It's a very good delivery. As he rocks back and plays this one into the leg side. Should just be the one. Pedialwa just pulls that one in, and that's a really good bit of fielding out there. Really good arm. And that is just the one. So, Taranjit Singh possibly bringing Romania back into the game here. With currently just the 3 off this over. As that's short and wide again. And Prasad plays it out to the man. It could be close. And it could be buzzers here. There isn't, as Prasad runs a little bit far. That's very close. It's a really good arm from the man in the covers. We can see here how close it was. His bat wasn't down, bat was in the air. If he hits, he's gone. Really good fielding from the Romanian outfit here. Good bowling from Taranjit. After Khan's on the sweep, doesn't quite connect. I don't think that was there to sweep. I think he did well not to get a top edge on that. But Taranjit Singh again, the really good over with just the 4 coming from it. Just the 8 runs from the last 2 overs. Dragging this game further and further into the final overs. So we look for a comparison. At this point, Romania were 125 for 3, so it's getting closer and closer now. Going to be a really tight finish as we look here. Pick of the bowlers at the moment. Taranjit Singh, just the 13 runs conceded off his 3 overs. Wickets being shared out between 4 of the 7 bowlers. As we looks like we have the opener coming back on. And Prasad, well, pace on. He might prefer this a little bit. Could be a big over. As he goes big. He hasn't quite timed this though. But the Romanian fielder is coming in, and I think he's misjudged this. And he has, but it's gone all the way. Prasad, big shot, goes for 6 as we see here. Just over the boundary for 6 runs. Well, you do feel that's the one shot that gets them back in now. We knew that Prasad was going to go big. And I feel that could have been an opportunity here. As we're saying, continues. It's Phil again. Ooh, he does well. There's an appeal. It's not given. I couldn't hear anything from my end. I don't think he's hit that. I think it might have been bad on ground. It's close again. Really even contest here. 32 off of 22 balls required for Malta. And that's a booming drive from Prasath. He's tried to hit that towards the offside, but just can't quite make a connection. It's a very valuable dot ball there. This is really good cricket. Really good cricket to watch. Tense finish coming here. It's a full toss. It's a slower ball. And Prasath picks it. He just plays this out to the offside for a single. We're going to have Khan back on strike. The equation now, Malta requiring 31 off of 20. They're going to do it. Prasath needs to stay there. Prasath needs to go big. Aftab Khan on strike. And he plays that to the leg side. And they're going to look for two. And they turn and go. And I think they're going to get there pretty comfortably. That's really good running. Really good running from the two batsmen there, Aftab Khan and Varun Prasath. Really, really good running. Yes, turning that one into a two. Really could be the difference here in Malta. That's a rank full toss. Well, ends up being a bit of a slower ball. Oh dear, it's all happening here. It's all going on. I think they're going to come back comfortably for the second. As he falls over. I think he might have done some damage here. Looks like he's got a bit of an injury here. It's another two to the score. He's just falling on his back there. I think he's okay though. As that brings the end to the 17th over. Malta 139 for 4 now. Only requiring 27 off of 18 balls. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this game on this early morning here in Malta. It's been a pleasure. And hopefully this is a sign of what's to come for the rest of the day. As we see Gibraltar taking on the Czech Republic, starting at 12 o'clock on the hour. As Taranjeet Singh is back into bowl. Prasath rocks back, just hits the edge. As that goes to Garrison. It's a good arm. It's a little bit wayward as they come through for the single. As a robot drops the preview in for the next game. A little bit of information on that. Czech Republic have won the toss and have elected to bat. So Gibraltar will be bowling first. But not before we get this crucial game over with. And that's, Aftab Khan's rocked back. And that's gone all the way. Taranjeet Singh drops it in short. And Aftab Khan rocks back onto his heels. 6 runs. Well, if you do feel that could be a massive turning point in the game there. Taranjeet Singh just dropping on his length. Aftab Khan, he's been in there for 11 balls now. That's a little bit fuller, and Aftab Khan pushes this into the leg side and rotates the strike for 1. Really, really good batting here from Aftab Khan, and I think, there are questions as to why he didn't come in before Varun Prasath, and this is proving it. He does the job well, rotating the strike, hitting the ball that needs to be punished. Really doing a good job. (19 off 15). Good shot. Prasath pulls this into the leg side. Should just be 1. It's well fielded out there by Gaurav Mishra on the leg side boundary, and it's just going to be the 1. Well, going to do it in singles and maybe a couple of 2s here. Could be going to a last over thriller. That's full. Aftab Khan. Oh, he's unlucky there. He's really unlucky there. As Taranjeet Singh tries to get the wicket there as he pulls the stumps right out of the ground, but out of the base. Well, all 3 of them. But it's given not out, so it ends up being a dot ball. 9 coming off his over so far. intense finish here in Malta. Last ball of the over. Taranjit Singh. Full. And it's just slapped away. Should just be one. They're looking at two. He hasn't quite timed this, so I think they're going to come back pretty comfortably. Varan Prasad. And that's really good running from the Maltese outfit there. These two, they have a really good understanding of what's expected from them as we come to the end of the 18th over. And Malta, they reached the 150 mark. Malta 150 for 4 off of 18. And these two doing really well. And Frankie there, it's a big ground straight to is on every time. It's true. Unless you middle it, it's really tough to keep it to a 1 as a fielder. You've got to do really well. As it looks like he's saying to continue. And it's going to be a really tense finish. You can see not many people are stood up in the Maltese ground. That's an absolutely outstanding catch by Abdul Shakur. That's 2 now that he's taken. 1 skyer and 1 flashing nick as that goes behind, and that could be a huge wicket. It's a really good take from Abdul Shakur. Varan Prasad goes for 11 off of 10. This game takes another twist. Another twist here. Malta 150 for 5 now after 18.1 overs. 11 balls remaining here. As Malta require 16 runs just off that 11. It's going to take some really good death bowling here from Romania to defend this total. As the new batsman comes in. Are we going down to a last over thriller as Niraj Khanna, that's outstanding work on the deep boundary today, comes in. Number 7. That's straight, that's full and straight, and it's squared that one out for 1. Maybe looking at 2 here. Well, maybe not. It goes for 4. What a start for Niraj Khanna as squeezes that one onto the leg side and it runs away for 4. That's a brilliant shot from Niraj Khanna. As that now means 12 off 10 for Malta here. Can Hussain reply until they need a wicket? As it's short, and it's going to run all the way through the slips, through to the boundary. That's another 4. Outstanding batting here from the number 7. As Niraj Khanna, who we've seen is more than capable of hitting runs here, has gone 8 off his first 2 deliveries, now needing less than a run a ball. Well, it's going to take some serious death bowling here from Hussain to restrict Malta here. Is it short? Well, it's the 1 for the over. There's a legal delivery. There's a dot ball. Dot balls are gold dust, as they say. Well, any dot ball is vital here if Romania are going to restrict Malta here. It's down the leg side. It's really not what you want. It's not what you're going to be needing from your bowler. When it's down to less than a run a ball, it's not what you're going to be needing now. he's saying, just loses his line there and it squirts down to leg side. Steps across, squirts this into leg side. It's just going to be the one, might be the two. They turn and they go. Well, you run like that and he gets a dive in there. Does have to have Khan, does a bit of a split to the end. You can see just how much this means to both teams here. Really, really feel the energy around the ground here on the first game of the second day of the Valletta Cup. Last ball of the over. As he goes short, there's a man out there. And he does really well. Does Marian Garrison, the young 15-year-old on the deep boundary there, does really well to prevent the four. As we end the 19th, Malta 162 for 5, going into the last over, only requiring 4 runs for victory. Well, we've seen crazy things on the European Cricket Network. We've seen a maiden over come off the last delivery, defending a total. With just 4 required off 6, you do feel that Malta are in the driving seat now. Just 1 hit away. And, well, the skipper, Ramesh Sathisan, is going to take matters into his own hands. He's going to be bowling this final over here. Just the 4 needed off 6 balls. With Nidaj Khan on strike. It has to be said, Aftab Khan's played a seriously outstanding stand as he stands there on the non-striker's end. 15 off of just 13, doesn't sound too impressive, but he did an incredible job of just anchoring down in the middle of the innings and hitting the bad ball when necessary. And that 6 off Taranjit Singh could be a huge, huge ball in the context of this game. Well, I can't stand still. The field is tight. 1 hit away as we start the last. And that's an edge. Oh, they come through if they hit. Oh, he's close. Well, the fielders were all in close, and the edge, they still managed to come through for a single. So that means the equation now 2 off of 5 for Malta with that man. 3 off of 5, correction, that man, Aftab Khan on strike. He goes for the big shot. Can they keep it to 1? He picks it up well, does the man out in the deep. Basil Saini does really well. He's performed really well here in Romania's first game. This is the equation now, 2 off 4. Need a dot ball. A wicket is nice, but they need a dot ball. Nidaj Khan on strike. 12 off 6. 2 required. Oh, that's not going to be. Well, that's the totals tied now. As Sathisan was a wide down the offside. Just 1 required now. And Zishan Khan goes big. Well, the young man's under it. Could be a big catch. Oh, no. Well, that's a real shame for the young man as he drops the catch. And they come through for the single. And Malta make it 3 from 3 as they beat Romania by 5 wickets. Well, that is an outstanding game of cricket here on the European Cricket Network, as we see really good sportsmanship there. There's Taranjit Singh, who's played really, really well this game. He's an absolute talent for Romania. And you see there the wicketkeeper for Malta, Aftab Khan, played really, really well. Really good innings as Malta come through for the victory. But Romania, well, a little bit of an upset for them in terms of ICC rankings, highest ranking team here in the tournament, but it just goes to prove that here on the European Cricket Network and in European cricket, anyone can be anyone. Well, as we look at the highlights here, the top of the order, Tishan Khan, absolute outstanding few drives down the ground. It was backed up by Bikram Arora with a good opening stance at 47. And there's a few shy of the stumps, but this game, there were so many twists and turns, ebbs and flows. And a good bit of work there by the keeper, lightning quick hands by Abdul Shakur, who I felt had a really good game. 2 really good catches behind the stumps and a good quick stumping. And, well, Romania will say they fielded it okay. They may argue they could have fielded a little bit better, but some really, really good hitting from the Maltese batsman. Heinrich Gedicke with some big, big shots to go for 17 off 10. And then, don't forget, as we see, really good fielding here from the young man, the 15-year-old from Romania, Marian Gedicke, does really, really well. As we see, Gedicke holding out to the man in the deep, Raj Kumar. We see this, that was a big drop. That was a costly drop. As boom, boom, Basil went big, but went one too many. And another good take by the keeper for Romania, Abdul Shakur. And this one again, Varun Prasad, trying to go big, trying to go absolutely massive out of here. And then this was the end of the game as the young man did so well in the field today. Marian Gedicke, some really good stops, did himself proud, as Malta were the winners.